Hey friends, today we're going to be making Hamantaschen for Purim. At this point you should have some Hamantaschen dough, which you can find our recipe in the link right up here, or visit our blog for more information on how to make that dough. And we're gonna take it out of the fridge and begin to roll it out. I find it's easiest to roll it out directly on your sheet pan. And then instead of moving the circles, which we're gonna cut in a second, you can just remove the excess and make them right here on the spot. The less you move them, the less they're gonna fall apart. You can lay a piece of parchment paper or a Silamat directly on your cookie sheet. I find if you put a piece of parchment paper on top of the dough, you can then press it down and then begin to roll. That will stop the dough from sticking to your rolling pin. So just roll that out until it's nice and flat. Once it's nice and flat, we're now going to take our cookie cutter, a round cookie cutter. If you don't have one of these, you can use a cup, although sometimes it gets stuck inside. You can use one of those biscuit cutters or really anything that's cylindrical. And we're going to just press that in. You don't need to wiggle back and forth, just do a hard press down. And now, again, instead of picking the circles up, we're now just gonna remove the excess dough that we don't need. Now is the best part. We're gonna fill our hamantaschen. We wanna put a little bit of filling in the center of each one of our circles. You can go the traditional route and put poppy, I don't know why anyone does that, or jelly in the center, but why not go a little bit nuts? Have a little fun. It's Purim after all. If you really like jelly, instead, why don't you replace it with pie filling? You can go with cherry or lemon or strawberry, blueberry. So many amazing options out there. Or you can go with cookie dough or caramel or chocolate with chocolate chips or chocolate spread. Or I'm gonna go with a little bit of Nutella for our hamantaschen today. So we're gonna put a little bit in the middle of each one of these circles. And I find that it's easiest, instead of scooping it with a spoon, to pipe it with a bag. It makes everything quicker, easier, and cleaner. So to pipe it in the bag, just take your Ziploc bag, fold it inside of itself, that way it stays clean. And then you want to pour the filling inside of the bag, zip it up. When you're ready to pipe, take a pair of scissors and just cut off that tip. You don't want to cut it off too big or else it'll ooze out everywhere. And if it's too small, especially if you're doing something like blueberry filling, they might get stuck. And then do a little bit in the middle of each one of our circles. Lastly, it's time to fold our hamantaschen. We want it to be three-sided. That's what makes it into a hamantash. And three-sided is either similar to Haman's hat or Haman's ears, as they say in Israel. They call them Aznei Haman. I don't know why, but you could ask an Israeli. We're ready to fold it. So the best thing to do is to just fold over two sides and then fold over the third and then pinch from the inside out. So we pinch from the inside out, keeping in mind that they are going to open as they bake. So you want to pinch it more than you want it to actually be pinched at the end, if that makes sense. We're going to bake these at 375 for 8 to 10 minutes until they are golden brown. And that is how we make our basic hamantaschen. If you're feeling a little adventurous and you want to make our rainbow hamantaschen, check out our blog or check out the video at the end of this one. Can't wait to see what you guys create. Have a wonderful Purim. This has been a JIY project of joy.